All right, what's up, everybody? It's Lids, and we are back for some more Pyre Community RITE Night. That means, of course, some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre. Or does it? I don't know. Am I about to troll you guys again this week with a random Nidhogg tournament stream? No, we're back. We're back to some good old-fashioned Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server. If you are interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre yourself, that is the best way to do so. You can join that group by clicking on, if I spelled it correctly, you could click on that link, except the link didn't show because I didn't spell it correctly. That is the link you can click on if you're interested in getting more involved yourself. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you'll find all the various requests you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan stars, are all fair game. So let me hop into that Discord group while we're at it. And one thing I should note is that although the reason why we had not had an actual RITE Night stream for several weeks was because I'd lost my voice for about a month, which is kind of crazy. Didn't really think that was possible, to be honest with you. But alas, it happened. And I'm still, to this day, in the process of ramping back up. Still not 100%, if you want to, call it that, put a number on it. So yesterday, did my first real full-blown stream and did about an hour for that. And so I think we're probably looking to do pretty similar number here today. SSC! Talk about things that we haven't seen or done, or people we haven't talked to in a while. That has certainly been the case for SSC, but all right, how about we get Pyre and SSC going? Yeah, definitely. Okay, let me open up Steam Friends here. Okay, let's see. So yeah, I think either that's gonna mean we may just have, a relatively small number of matchups here, or we might try to shift over from one set of people playing each other to another more quickly than usual, just so we can, still get a decent amount of stuff happening even in our relatively limited time here, because basically it is definitely going to be a shorter stream than usual, as getting my legs back out from under me, getting used to streaming.
Hi, is this microphone working?
It is. How are you?
Right, great. Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
It has. Good to hear from you. How have you been?
Yeah, after I stopped working late nights, I just kind of forgot I used to do this every week. So, yeah.
Well, good to hear from you again.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now, that being said, at least at the moment, I'm not seeing you pop up on Remote Play on Steam.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
There you go.
Okay. There you are.
Yeah,
Night
shift timing for those in the Eastern Hemisphere, I guess.
Yeah, it's not, at least for those of us in the Western Hemisphere, RITE Night oftentimes is more like a RITE afternoon. But for those of you in the Eastern Hemisphere, yeah, it's more like an actual RITE Night. Okay, so we will get SSC and Pyre in here. If one of you guys could just confirm who's player 1 and who's player 2 real quick.
I'm player 2 right now.
Okay, let me set you guys up then. All right, so we'll set up our defaults, unless, of course, chat, you guys have anything else in mind. Let me give you guys your names and sigils and what have you. So it's Fate for you, Pyre, and Accusers for you, SSC?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. Okay.
You have a controller plugged in, by the way, Lids.
I
see
do.
myself as controller 3.
That is true. That will potentially mess things up. Okay, it is no longer plugged. All right, there we are. UB Smash, how's it going? How are you? This might be the first actual RITE Night we've had you in for. I know you joined the RITE Club a little while back, but I think it was right as I was starting to lose my voice. This is unfortunate timing, but good to see you. All right, so Thrashback it is. Good stuff. Is there anything else you guys snuck in past me while we were getting set up? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. So in that case, as I said, I think we might try to go a little bit faster today, just because I think I'm on a bit of a timer. I can only speak for so long consecutively before, you know, I'm going to need to give my voice a rest here.
Yeah, okay.
I bid you welcome, exiles. You stand upon the nest of Triesta. You now have this chance to prove yourselves. Prevail and earn the favor of the scribes. The fate stand prepared. Accusers stand ready.
All right, so no requests affecting your team composition here, just a song request. So it is entirely up to you how you'd like to assemble the squad. Okay, they're going with a quick throwing ninja Almer.
I need to get used to this again.
And SSE, I don't even know if I could guess when the last time we had you in was.
Yeah, it must have been a year ago.
Probably around that much, yeah. All right, and it is a speedy Jody for SSC in the first spot. Baylor takes Fate member number 2 with Raji, using the Webbed Lanthorn strategy.
There we go.
Oh, okay. What will we have here? SSC goes Banishing Throws with Tamitha. And Fell Swoop's a very aggressive banishing on SSC's side with that. Then Phalar takes the Prayer Beads on Bertrude using that Crone Salute. So that means that at one point in time during this match, you'll be able to transform all of SSC's characters into defenseless Howlers, giving him what is more or less 1 automatic score. Oh, he's thinking about it. That's what I'm saying, Emberic. I think it's probably been around that long. That's what SSC says, and I can't remember any time earlier than that. I mean, if not a year, then pretty close to it. Okay, and SSC goes Banishing Throws with Orlek, but takes the extra hope on the Talisman. Not the quick throws, so not as good with the Banishing Throws, but does, of course, make up for Orlek's biggest weakness. And here is a quick 20 damage throw from Phalar to get things started. So SSC with a bunch of big auras and aura explosions, but also, as is often the case, those bigger characters tend to take longer to come back from banishment. That means more time for Phalar to throw this one in for 20, uncontested. Almer trying to line up that throw, but this time it's intercepted. Jody. Now, she cannot banish with the throws. Orlek can, though. Phalar back on it with Bertrude. But she's banished. SSC with Tamitha. Flies over one defender, but Phalar recovers. Almer again. Throw. Oh, just barely. Sneaks past there for 20. Almer down. And Almer back already. The quick counterattack there. And that throw is good for 20. That drops SSE down to 20, and that means Phaler, who still has his Crone Salute, transforms. Oh no, SSE's characters into defenseless Owlers. There's nothing SSE can do, and Phaler throws it in for the win.
Good game.
Was as though the scribes themselves stood by
GG.
their side.
GG.
Gonna have to get used to this again.
Let's end this night's proceedings.
All right, let's see. Let's head on back. Let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see or hear for the next one. And then Nor has a song request for us. Never to return Accusers, says we haven't heard that in a while. QB Smash is wondering, SSE, what was your preferred scorer with that team composition there?
Preferred score?
Like, you know, your most offensive character with that team there. Because you had a lot of big auras and good defensive characters, but did you have a go-to person?
Right, I suppose I hadn't thought that through. I probably would have gone with Orlick if I could, but... yeah. It's probably Tamatha, actually. I just remembered I used to pick those characters fairly often.
Yeah, for what it's worth, for those of you who are fans of the... Oh, and now, not having played Pyre for about a month, that's a question of how well I remember all the names of things and whatnot. Luminous Idol. For those of you who are fans of the quickly throw the orb and pick it back up with Luminous Idol to regain all of your stamina instantly, that was a strat that was originally, well, used to greatest effect and really introduced by SSE with harps.
Oh, yeah. That was during the tournament, wasn't it?
I think so. It was against... if it wasn't against me first, it was at least it was very new when you did it against me, and I just could not handle it. It totally messed with my rhythm, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. It is a lot of fun. Anyway.
All right, we have a song. We don't have anything else. As I said, I think we'll try to move things a little bit faster tonight just because we don't have that much time. So why not get things going here again?
The fate shall take on the accusers. Welcome.
All right, so we're at the cairn.
Who shall conduct the rites?
See if the hockey pucks play into either player's strategy at all. And speaking of harps, that's what Phaler uses here. Takes the Titan Tooth to stun whoever he flies into, and you saw him thinking about that prayer beads, which perhaps suggests that he is intending for that to be a relatively offensive harp. The Titan Tooth, interesting that, you can use it both defensively and offensively. Depends on whether that is to stun an attacking opponent and give yourself some time to recover, or if that is a way to stun the defender and give you time for potentially uncontested score. Prayer beads on the harp from SSC, so both players leading off with harps, and certainly in SSC's case, that is definitely going to be an offensive harp in that case. Phaler goes back to the Web Lanthorn Raji in the second spot.
Sorry. I'll be quicker.
No worries. SSC also going with the Titan Tooth as well. So now both players going with characters that can stun each other. Phaler does end up taking a harp with prayer beads there. So lots of flying and jumping in this matchup. So those Titan Teeth on each side could be very significant factors. Should not be difficult for them to get those stuns happening. Well, I think actually last year, I think we had RITE Night happen to fall directly on Halloween. And we did do at least some matches where we tried to have Halloween-themed teams. As Phaler gets it started with a 20 damage plunge, and that was not with his Prayer Beads harp, that was his Titan Tooth harp, so that means one of those harps is still unavailable here, though this one is his Prayer Beads harp, so she will come back at the end of this round. Because, yeah, especially with the mods, I think we found that some of the colors can get pretty spooky, with Beyonders in particular. The second time you take a given class, the raiments turn completely black, which for harps and imps and really any of a number of characters, that can start to look pretty spoopy. There's the Titan Tooth. Is that a double Titan Tooth? Oh, Phaler swaps out of it. Clever play there. Oh, but look at that. Last second interception there by SSC from what would otherwise have been a scoring throw. And it's SSC plunging in here for 20. It's called Fright Night. Exactly. I don't remember what day of the week Halloween falls on this time of year. But I mean, I suppose, you know, whatever the closest day, the closest RITE Night is to Halloween, we could try to do a Halloween-ish themed RITE Night for that. Oh, and Phaler saw the cast coming and said, "Don't mind me as I fly right over it." SSC speeds ahead with his curve, but Rookie is stopped. But he did choose to use that lucky break, and I think that did kick in here, and that means he got him back quickly enough that he can follow it in for the score. Does, however, mean he sacrificed that extra 5 damage, so just 15 on that plunge. Oh, but a little bit short with Jody there. Oh no. Children, avert your gaze. Truly the spookiest of plays. Some vile atrocities committed by those harps. And look at that harp push followed by a sprint. Extremely well done there by SSC. Covered a ton of ground. And here's Phaler, hitting right back. Both teams have a harp wearing yellow robes. Does Phaler have one? He has one with green. Light green at that, but I don't think yellow. But after that plunge, Phaler drops down 5, and that means 1 score may be all that SSC needs here. And that Titan Tooth stun on either side does potentially set either player up for what could be a huge score. Could be the winning score for SSC, but now an opportunity for Phaler, perhaps. Oh, but SSC gets Rookie back just in time. Again, perhaps that lucky break, the difference maker there. On Phaler just quick enough. You saw SSC was getting people back, but Phaler, before they spawned in, managed to get the plunge, and now it is a 1-score game, and SSC with a quick plunge to take the win.
I thought for certain they would not. The ceremony is complete.
GG. All right, let's head on back.
Till the next rite.
And just to get a quick sense from chat, do we have other people who are interested in jumping in here? Because again, I think we'll try to keep things going a little bit faster, and we might try to swap people in and out a little more quickly than usual, just because I think we're going to try to keep things to about an hour today, and that would, under normal circumstances, mean we wouldn't have that much time to get multiple different people in. So if we do have people who are looking to get in, I'd say maybe we just do one more with SSE and Phaler in the meantime. Whoever those people looking to swap in might be, it gives you a second to, you know, prepare yourself and whatnot. So let me know if that is the case. Otherwise, if there are any particular things you'd like to see between SSE and Phaler for this one, then obviously let us know about that too. But if not, then I think we'll just keep things moving.
The fate shall now face the accusers. Welcome.
All right, so now the chaotic Isle of Kalamer.
Shall conduct the rites.
Can't request song, don't know why. Nor is potentially interested, but can stay out as well either way. Okay. So Nor has expressed some interest. Nor has request songs for Cacao because for some reason Cacao is unable to do so. Alright, just remind me for the next one then. And oh, there is the Luminous Idol Harp strat. Phaler using it against the person who, as I was just saying, was the original one to break that strat out. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off for him. Yeah, and let us know, chat, if there is anyone who's interested in hopping in with a Nor after this one, then perhaps we can go that route. Otherwise, we could keep these two in, or we could swap one of them out and get a Nor in and replace them with a Nor.
Yeah, one other person wanted to get in, I will swap out, because, I don't know, I'm here more often than SSC. May as well give him as many games as possible.
Well, in SSC, we saw him use Orlek previously, of course, but last time, use that Hope Egg to increase his hope. Of course, normally his weakest stat, which would generally leave him on a 30-second respawn time. That usually means that you're designing a team around him. Of course, all the other stats are great, but with that 30-second respawn time, that is quite painful unless you have a way to get him back more quickly and efficiently. He goes Prayer Beads this time round, so of course that means he will stay in even after plunging for the next round, but if he does get banished by his opponent, then that is still a 30-second respawn time, so we'll have to keep an eye out for whether SSC builds the rest of his team in a way that they can bring back Orlek more quickly and efficiently. And he goes Webbed Lanthorn Imp, and that is, of course, one way to potentially get Orlek back, so it does seem as though that's the direction he's looking to go in. Phaler, I think, did the same on his previous selection, but now is going back to a Prayer Bead saluting Bertrude, which we saw him have some success with previously. All right, and then Speedy Headwind in the last spot there for SSC. So one dedicated way to get Orlek back with his Imp. And here is Orlek. But he is banished, and so there is that 30-second respawn time, but he has already come back after that Imp banishment, so that was the plan for SSC, and see if it can pay off here, because he does get Orlek in for 25 damage, and he did take Prayer Beads on Orlek, so that means he will be back in this round. Phaler blocked. And now Orlek banished. SSC down the Imp, down Orlek, so just Headwind here. Does have a super portal to go through, but that is not enough to stop Bertrude. Shield Plunge for 30, and I believe that was Phaler's Exile that has Prayer Beads as well, so that means Phaler will still be at full strength in this round. Phaler back with it with his Harp, but she gets Shoulder Smash from Headwind. Orlek down again. But SSC gets the banishment with the Imp, and that brings Orlek back, knocks back the defender with Orlek. But Orlek is blocked. Has it back. Blocked again. See if his persistence pays off. But eventually, Taylor able to get rid of Orlek. He has already returned, but not quickly enough to stop Phalar here. After the 20 damage plunge with his harp. No prayer beads on Pamitha though, so she will be gone for this round. So Phalar outnumbered on this occasion. And that means a little more space here for Orlek to make it in for 25 on his plunge. Oh, and Phalar going a little bit early on his Crone Salute there. And because both teams were tied, it actually means that it's one of the rare occasions on which that Crone score is worth 25, not 30. So it means Bertrude, I believe, might be Phalar's only exile with enough damage to finish it. But there it is.
Oh, good game.
GG.
The rite is ended.
All right, well played, you two. Let's head on back. And I know Anor had expressed interest. Did anyone else want to jump in here? Otherwise, I think Phalar had volunteered to swap out for Anor. And we had a song request as well. Cacao can hop in. Okay, so why don't we... Oh, wait, Cacao and Anor are usually both keyboard mouse. Yep, I imagine that's what Cacao is about to say. So how do we feel about that? Anor says she can go controller, but she would rather not go controller, but perhaps we do it anyway so we can get both of them in here. And SSE hasn't played in a while. So I don't know, how do we... I leave that up to you guys then, Anor and Cacao, how you'd like to sort through that.
Oh, sorry, am I still playing, or...?
I think there's some hesitation between Cacao and Anor because they both prefer to play on keyboard mouse, and we can't have both people playing keyboard mouse. There's some question as to whether maybe only one of them swaps in and they go against you, SSE, and the other one just sits on the sideline for the time being.
Okay.
Cacao is saying maybe we go Anor SSE and then Cacao SSE.
Oh, right. Can you re-invite me then?
Yeah, let me get you back in. Let me get you back in. Cal has time. Okay. In that case, that's probably, just as a heads up, chat, that's probably going to be the only matchups we're going to have time for in that case, is going to be getting both Anor versus SSE and getting Cacao SSE. So which one, well, what order did you two prefer, Anor and Cacao? And Cacao had said he'd go after Anor. So I guess that means Anor first? Yeah, okay. We had a song request for, which one was it? It was Cacao's choice for Path to Glory? Okay. And Barrick says Tizo. Tizo must be your first exile.
Right.
All right, let me set you two up here.
Oh, sorry. I play one, I think.
Okay, let's see then. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Cacao. I saw Path to Glory, which I did, and then I saw, was that, no, that was in Barrick that did the Tizo request. But, oh, it got reset, that's why it no longer says Path to Glory there, but... Okay, then, oh, no more fates. Swap sides for accusers. And get the Nightwings out here. Okay. What? My thoughts exactly, Nor. I will admit, you lost me there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you lost me there. There was some question of, is it Path to Glory? Okay, I see what Emberic is saying. And Cacao, you're saying, wait to do Path to Glory until you're in, and play in the Accusers, or something like that. Okay. Alright, oh, and let me just make sure Nor has controls. Does, okay, and make sure that these make sense. Alright. Let's get started on this one then. So it is Tizo in the first spot. And Barrick said that was supposed to be the next one. Well, I'm afraid. Tizo waits for nobody.
The accusers shall confront the Night Wings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Okay, that's a little ominous, Honor, but okay.
What do I usually pick? Is it? Right.
Oh, chat, can you guys hear? Oh, yeah. For a second, I thought the game audio had gone away. Alright, it's Web Lanthorn. Tizo for Honor. Now, both players have locked in their Tizo. From here on out, it's up to them. And SSC getting very aggressive with these Orlek selections here. That time going for the chance to get Orlek back very quickly from banishments. Then in Orko's Nutrition Stick Volfred in the next spot. And SC finishes with extra Pyre life on Headwind there. And another way to potentially get Orlek back from banishment as well. If SSC can step on his portrait.
Choose someone.
And Anor goes quick throwing Ninja Stowaway. So here we are with our first matchup between SSC and Anor for the day. Tizo in the first spot. Otherwise, up to them. And SSC just quick enough to shut down Volfred there. Lots of banishments in this corner. Lots of people coming back from banishment as well as SSC steps on all those portraits and brings Orlek back in time to plunge here for 25. No prayer beads for him though, so he's out for this round. And oh, quick with Volfred there. But he has gone down now, and here comes the Ninja Stowaway, and she has an angle for a 20 damage throw. Tizo and Orlek duking it out in the middle. And Or back on it. Eyeing the portal, but SSC has it covered. So now Anor moving in with Volfred and goes straight in with that big nutrition stick blink. So 25 damage there, but of course means no Volfred in this round for Anor. Ninja Stowaway. Oh, not enough time to Ninja. You don't see that every day. But Tizo goes through and banishes everybody on SSC's team, and Anor has time to get the Stowaway back out for this 20 damage throw. Stowaway again. Throw just sneaks past the defender there for 20 damage. And those throws are, of course, now starting to add up quite a bit. Volfred gets the throw in this time for 14. It drops SSC down to 31, which means Anor would need 2 scores here. Here comes SSC with Orlek. He's blocked. And Anor has it back. Stowaway. And somehow gets that throw past the defender. Looked like SSC was in position defensively. That, of course, means just 1 more score for Anor. Likely all she needs here. Sets up a relatively dangerous portal, but also moving in with Volfred. And plunges for the win.
Good game.
And what a crushing victory it was. The rite is complete.
GG. All right, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
All right, so I know for this one we had a customize off request. So that means randomize exiles, masteries, and talismans. I think we had a little bit more than just that, though. Let me double check. This is where we're breaking out the path to glory, is that right? Okay. There it goes. Okay, so again, randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans won't even get to see what they are in advance, just going to get thrown straight into the action here. So, a bit of a guessing game. And let's get started. Sounds like a boat. It is. Okay, for SSE, it is a crone, a harp, and is that a savage? I believe so. Yeah, the stowaway. For Nor, it's Orlek and 2 worms. Technically speaking, worms can be one of the classes capable of bringing Orlek back, so that's not a terrible combination to have. And of course, Orlek on the boat does set up some potentially amazing combos. Oh, and SSE checking to see if he had the crone salute, and yes, he does. Ooh, and extra damage as well from the talisman, so that's worth 33 there. Of course, now means that SSE is no longer able to use that crone salute. That is a one-time use. And or with the worms. Those throws are unblockable. Oh, and extra damage on the throw there, no less. 23 rather than the usual 15. And or checking to see if she has the worm salute, does not, but there is the huge Orlek jump on the boat. Oh, and once again, Anor trying to see if she had that worm salute, did not, and so that meant that plenty of time in the meantime for SSC to make it in. Here's SSC again, and sneaks under the defender. And that Astral Eye damage, it adds up, and it adds up quickly. SSC, after that score, has Anor down to just 9 Pyre life. Now, of course, with Customize turned off, you never quite know if there might be a RITE NITE rekindling there, but otherwise, 1 score might be all that SSC needs here. After that, Anor score. Anor's not that far away either, just 2 for her. Had that infinite stamina briefly on Lady River, chose not to use it at all. Of course, Orlek is gone for good in this round, which does mean Anor needs to play carefully here, as worms defensively, well, let's just say that's generally not one of their greatest strengths. But look at that! What did I say? You never know. You might see a random 20 RITE NITE rekindling, and that is exactly what Anor had. So she's holding on here. Does now definitively mean 1 score, all that SSC needs, though. Anor, 15 damage on the worm throw this time. It must be the other worm that has the 23, but it means it is a sudden death match. Any character has enough damage to finish this with 1 score on either side. Here comes SSC. But can't make it past Orlek. Orlek on the orb. Will Anor try to go for a huge Orlek slam dunk? Or speed in with the worms? There is Orlek. And he nearly pulled it off. But SSC has it back now. Hamatha will seal the deal.
The accusers prevail. The victory so narrowly achieved.
GG. Why? Why?
The right is done.
How utterly brazen indeed. Double worm and Orlek on the boats with RITE NITE, no less. Oh, Core missed it, true. Core. All right,
Yeah.
I say. Well, GG.
Sorry.
We are getting close to. I mean, we're technically over an hour, but you know, some of that was just on the starting soon screen, so I think probably not that much longer now. So, if we want to get Cacao in, we probably should do that quite soon, I'm thinking.
Should I stay on then, or?
So, yeah, it's our plan here that we swap Cacao in for Anor and keep SSC so that it's Cacao versus SSC. Is that the plan? Is that what we had in mind? Core always told me worms were unstoppable. Indeed. Indeed. SSC's RITE NITE, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
SSC, true, wasn't here for about a year, and under normal RITE NITE standards, we usually have people in for about an hour-ish. So, I mean, it's not like we're actually having SSC in for all that long. It's just, given the circumstances, it feels a little odd, but I think it makes sense for those reasons.
Yeah. It's a nice welcome back, I suppose.
Well, it's good to have you back. All right, so
Thanks.
I think in that case, we are, yes, looking to go SSC against Cacao. Okay. Invite sent to you. Now, you guys are gonna have to duke it out because both of you are usually accusers people. So somebody is going to have to switch, I'm afraid.
I could go with Chastity this time.
Cacao says he's willing to go Tempers. Do we have both people switch? Like, if I can't have my preferred team, you can't have it either? Let's see if we go Chastity, Tempers. I mean, that certainly works from a color standpoint. And obviously it means neither of you are taking the same team. All right, well, let's see. So, also, let me make sure that, Cal, you have controls. Now you do. Don't think you tend to use the same controls as Nora, so let's just take a quick second here. Okay. So, teams. I guess maybe we just switch you both.
Yeah, okay.
And that way, you know, again, it's kind of like neither one of you are playing with your it's even terms. Neither one of you are playing with your preferred team. What you said, Chastity SSE, is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and I think Cacao, you said Tempers. Yeah. Okay, let me just switch you on stream as well. Okay, so nobody gets to be accusers. Now, that is not often that happens. That is a quite rare occurrence, I would say. Not every day it is the accusers that people are fighting over. Yeah, once upon a time, Essence was one of the most popular teams for people to take, but they have definitely fallen way down in popularity as of late, so that tends to mean we don't have as many people playing Essence during the Liberation Rites, and therefore fewer people who have us use Never to Return Essence, so yeah, we just don't hear it very often nowadays. Okay, so we have song. We have both players set up here. Did we have anything else request-wise before we get these two started, or are we hopping straight in? I think I'm not seeing any other requests. So I guess we will get this one started then. SSC versus Cacao for the first time in a very long time.
The Chastity shall take on the Tempers. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
What would happen if two accusers met each other? I think it would be a never-ending argument. It would be a courtroom, basically. I accuse you of— no! Objection! Objection to your objection! I object to your objection to my objection! I think that's what would happen. Until eventually, the two triumvirates who are supposed to show up for the next time there's a rite at that location are like, guys, how long have you been here for? Yeah, they've been here for a week. Instead of GG, I'll say objection. Alright, well, it was Orlek first for SSE, so again, he's been using him very often here today. And then Azoxiana for Cacao. So Demon versus Harp in the first slot. Accusers versus true accusers. Temperance is another one we really don't see very often nowadays, right? Core, oh my goodness, you are just a right too late. One right too late, I'm afraid. Good to see you. But the timing is, I'm afraid, a bit unfortunate. Prayer beads on Manly. Now that may seem like a crazy strat, but we actually have seen Cacao do that on several prior occasions. What happened? What'd he miss, guys? Chat, let him know. Fill him in. Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. Objection. Well phrased, Emberic. Well phrased. Right, and it is a Titan Tooth Harp for SSC there, so he'll be able to stun anyone that he flies into there. Then Web Lanthorn on Lendl for Cacao. Alright, so here we go. First matchup between SSE and Cacao for the day. And once again, we see the Luminous Idol Harp strat used against the originator of that strat. And there is the Prayer Beads on a sap that actually does pay off, as Cacao is able to get the plunge with Manly. And so he has returned. As I said, might have seemed crazy at the time, but we have seen Cacao use it successfully in the past. But now it is SSC plunging in there with his Orlek. Now, Orlek did not have Prayer Beads, so he is out for this round. Cacao just choosing who to attack with. Oh, and was trying to set up that sap plunge once again. Caught a little bit out of position here, though, so time for SSE to counter. Orlek, he's downed. But brought back, except now there isn't anyone back to defend, and there is, once again, the sap Prayer Beads plunge. Orlek shoulder smashed. Oh, and the Harp pushing her teammate forward, and hey, maybe that time it actually worked. As SSE now down to just 25 Pyre life means, depending on who it is, Cacao might have enough damage to finish this one with just one more score. Harp cannot do it, but the sap can. Pushed away, but now has it back in front of the Pyre, well shielded with the cast. Oh no, and he does the attempted 360 before the sap plunge. I don't know if we'll give it to him. It's a little questionable. Ninja sap, he says. Ninja sap. Well, GG.
That was funny.
Until the next rite.
All right, well, let's reset ourselves here. But as I said, I think we are looking to have this RITE Night be a fair bit shorter, as I'm easing back into things, ramping back up after I'd lost my voice. So I think probably going to end this one fairly soon, in which case, how about we make this our penultimate rite, our second to last rite, meaning the last one in which we take requests, and then after that, we'll go into a liberation rite? How does that sound?
Okay,
Seems
yeah,
as
that
though
sounds good.
Cacao is perhaps offering to swap out for Core. I don't know, Core, do you want to squeeze in and one of those last one or two rites? seems Cacao is offering. Core says sure. All right, Core, do you want to go in for this one? You want to wait? Do you need a second? I'm thinking 2 more. I'm thinking 2 more. Just give him a minute. All right, tell you what. We'll go 1 more here between SSE and Cacao. Yeah, and then I think we can probably still get a couple more in once we get Core. We'll do the penultimate rite will be with Core. And then we can do, 1 more after that, so Core isn't just coming in and immediately going into a liberation rite. I think I can manage one more match. But either way, it sounds like this will be our last one between SSC and Cacao. So if there is anything we want to see, need a warm-up, exactly. If there is anything you'd like to see between SSE and Cacao, this will be your last chance to make that happen. So let us know if that is the case. Otherwise, we'll just have them take whatever they'd like. True, that is the proper spelling. Alright, not seeing any requests, so why don't we get this one started then? So again, this will be, I think, our last one between SSE and Cacao, and then we'll get Core in after this. Everyone's favorite arena.
The Timbers. Welcome.
Cacao's like, actually, Core, would you like to swap in now?
The rites.
So it's Jody first for SSC. Cacao, I believe, is one of those who has been rather outspoken with his distaste for this arena. Now, does that affect the team that he chooses to go with here? It very well may. It's odd. It was somewhat recent that we started to hear a lot of people say that they are not a particularly big fan of this arena. That was not the case for quite some time, or if it was, then people just never really expressed that opinion, but as of late, apparently, the word is out. And this is at or near the bottom of several people's lists of favorite arenas, it seems. I think Cacao considers himself among that group. All right, I'm gonna stop you right here, Cacao. If you go triple sap, this is the last rite of the night. Why? Because if you make this rite a 40-minute rite, it has to be the last rite of the night. Oh dear. Triple demon on one side. And I got the sense, got the feeling Cacao was trying to go triple sap here. Cacao.
Attention.
This is not the first time that I have been on the at near my limit in terms of how much I can speak for a RITE NITE, and that's like, oh, okay, well now everyone's going triple sap. Thanks, guys. Okay. Any hope I had of resting my voice is now gone. Does go with Lendl, though. Not a triple sap setup. Oh, and look at that. The speedy demon setup from SSC, but Cacao was unfazed. And those demons do tend to take quite a long time to come back from banishment, although Cacao has just enough time to get in the throw there. There is the infinite stamina demon, though, and this time it does work for SSC. But using those rings does, of course, mean no prayer beads, and therefore, after having plunged, means he has lost Jody for this round. The throw, oh, and it has enough range on it there from Cacao to land for 25. Not quite enough from Jody that time for SSC. So here is Cacao. SSC defenseless for several seconds here. And oh, but look at that, just in time, Jody returns. So here come the reinforcements. Of course, that is the risk with Orlek in particular for SSC, is when he goes down, it's going to be a long time before he returns, and he does go down quickly there. And almost got the job done with Jody, but at least Ignarius has returned. So he's not completely defenseless here, but gets stuck a little bit on the corner. So not only 18 damage on this throw from Lendl, but also 9 leech. Jody, locked. Banishes the defender, though. Knocks back the defender, but blocked and now banished. Orlek banishes 1. Banishes 2, but here is Cacao on the attack and has just enough time to sneak in a little 10 damage throw there with his sap. That throw is short, though. SSC with it back here. In Ignarius' hands. Trying to knock back those defenders and create a little bit of space, but he is blocked. And the exploding sapling takes him out. SSC trying to sneak in behind the defenders and banish some of them. He does that to all but Palmas. But it is Palmas getting the block and banishment here. Palmas now on the attack. And with time for the throw. The full 25, no less. Speedy Jody. Oh, and it looked. I mean, it really looked like she was going to be slightly short there on that jump. Orlek, the only defender back here. Of course, Jody permanently banished after she plunged. But it's Ignarius who gets the banishment here. But he falls into the aura of the sapling. Down he goes, but he comes back quickly. Orlek hops over all the defenders and finds a pocket of space there to set up the 25 damage plunge. Now, of course, Cacao does have 2 saps. And therefore, may very well find that he has a lot more than just this 1 life bar here. But with an uncontested 25 damage throw, it is now SSC dropping down to 11 Pyre life. So 1 score, potentially all that Cacao needs, and for SSC, anyone other than Orlek would have enough damage to drop at least the initial life bar down to 0 for Cacao. Huge implosion there from the sapling. Cacao patiently trying to find a way through and does somehow thread the needle for the winning throw.
Their adversaries came ever so close.
Yeah, good job.
GG.
Right is ended.
Well played.
Until Till the stars align.
Sure, it would have been. Sure. The game is totally faster when everyone has twice as much Pyre life as usual. Alright, so, let's see. We had said, yes, we were going to get Core in here. So let me get him in that case. Invite sent. Alright, so we'll go Core SSC, and this will be, I believe, our final matchup of the day, and we'll probably just have a couple matches here. One is a warm-up, if you will, and then we'll go into our Liberation right after that. And if I could just get confirmation from one of you as to which team you are.
I'm player 2.
Okay. And Triumvirates, SSE, you could switch back to Accusers if you'd like here, assuming that Core is not going to go that route.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just go Pirates.
Okay. That works. There we are. Okay, so this will be our penultimate rites, our second to last match, so that means our last one in which we take requests before we go into our Liberation Rite, and we won't take requests for that one. So if there is anything you'd like to see here, then this is your last chance to make it happen. This will, of course, be our first matchup between SSE and Core for today, and as we were saying, a warm-up before we go into that Liberation Rite. So anything we're looking for here, or do we just have them take whatever they'd like to take? Looks like that's what we'll go for. So let's get it started. And that's definitely an Isle of Kalamer.
Versus the Pyre Hearts.
So the players will have to account for those moving imps.
Who shall conduct?
But no requests here. So you are free to take whatever you'd like. Alright, and SSE goes Speedy Headwind here in the first spot. Or also going with the Nomad, but in his case it's a power casting Snadra. Prayer Beads saluting Pamitha, so she'll be able to also switch places with her closest ally whenever we see SSE use that salute.
Sir Gilman.
Now Core goes Leech on Gilman there. Now, finally, a Titan Tooth Tamitha for SSC, stunning anyone that she flies into. And Titan Tooth for Core as well, but in his case, it's on Jodariel. So here we go, our first matchup between SSC and Core for the day, and first matchup between these two in a very long time. Was that a double shoulder smash? I think it might have been. Now it is just Headwind here for SSC, and down Headwind goes. So a little bit of time here for Core to get in a 15 damage throw with his Worm. Nomad versus Nomad again. SSC shoulder smashes the defender, but does land on the aura of one of Core's other exiles. Now it's Snadra on the move for Core. Trying to use those imps as a defensive shield, but SSC saw through that and made it through for this 20 damage plunge. And a series of banishments there. Not exactly sure how that played out, but somehow it's Core who made it through there with Snadra for 12 damage on that throw. Can't make it past Headwind this time, though. Headwind back to Tamitha, who is now by herself for SSC. A little bit pinned in the corner here, needs to be careful, but does get rid of one of the defenders and gets a little bit of a speed boost in the process. Snadra versus Tamitha. Snadra wins out. Tamitha has returned for SSC, though. Snadra jumps in here, and not only 20 damage, but Core also gets 10 leech from that score as well. Gilman blocked. SSC brings back the other Harp, and Harp pushes his way through for 20 damage on this plunge. Ooh, Snadra banishes one with the cast and then follows up to take out the other, creating enough space for this 20 damage plunge here, and once again, that's also 10 leech on top of that for Core. Gilman shoulder smashed. Tamitha gets the orb back. And that was a double Titan Tooth there. Both players stunned. And I think that will also be the case here as well. So who can react more quickly? The answer is SSC. Imps crowding around the middle here. But Core has the orb and time to throw. And that drops SSC down to 13 power life, which means any of Core's characters do have enough damage to finish this with one score. So SSC needs to be careful here. Gilman fakes and then goes for it, and that throw is unblockable. So Core takes the win.
They overwhelmed their adversaries utterly.
GG.
Good game.
The right is done.
All right, let's head on back.
Until the next right.
And as we were saying, I think it is time. I think it's time for our liberation right here, our final ride of the night. No request for this one. We'll just have both players take their preferred teams and finish things off in style, but that of course means we are going Fall of Solium, Sermon Intro, and I suppose we tend to go the Never to Return version of Player 2, so that would be in Pyre Hearts on this occasion. And so, let us begin.
Welcome, exiles. Welcome to the Fall of Solium. Have you the fortitude required to prevail? Only the righteous shall emerge victorious. Accusers, stand prepared. Pyre hearts, stand prepared. Now let us begin.
All right, so this, of course, will be our final ride of the night, our liberation rite. No requests. That means both players just taking their preferred teams here. SSC, of course, on the left, representing the Accusers. Core on the right, representing the Pyre Hearts. Power Casting Headwind in the first spot there for SSC. Followed by an extra jumping distance Gilman in the first spot for Core. Supersize Aura on Jody there in the second spot for SSC. Which Core answers with a Leeching Bertrude. Last selection for SSC is a Prayer Beads Rookie. And the final one for Core is Extra Pyre Life Snatcher. So here we go, our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite. SSC on the left representing the Accusers, Core on the right representing the Pyre Hearts. Best of luck to you both. And there it is. GG.
Good game.
GG, yeah, good job.
They defeated utterly. Thus ends the Liberation Rite.
All right, well played, you two. And as we said, that was our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite. As we were saying, keeping this Rite Night a little shorter than usual because we are just getting back into things, ramping back up after, unfortunately, I lost my voice for about a month. I almost said year. Not that long, but about a month. Pyre Hearts win the last match of the day. This is scripted. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just objectively the best triumvirate in the game. So it's understandable that they would win, right? But thank you everybody who participated in the rites today. Thank you everybody who gave us the requests in chat as well. I am going to hop out of Discord here, but I will see you guys next week. All right. But I'm not done with you yet, chat. Let's kick Core and we'll kick SSC. But as I was saying, that was, of course, Pyre Community RITE Night, which we are hopefully back to doing every Sunday. And as we were saying, keeping this one a little bit shorter than usual, just as we're easing back into things. But hopefully by next week, you know, we can go a little bit longer than this. If you are interested in getting more involved in this multiplayer Pyre stuff, then of course the best way to do so is by joining the RITE Club Discord server, which you can do by clicking on... Let's see, am I going to spell it correctly this time? No, I am not. No, I'm not going to. Not unless I fix it. By clicking on that link right there. But, my name is Lids. I'm hosting these RITE Nights, and obviously that's what we're doing on Sundays, but our general streaming schedule, assuming that we are back to our usual schedule with this upcoming week, which, fingers crossed, hopefully that'll be the case. Fridays is Gwent Rogue Mage. Saturdays is Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Sundays is, of course, RITE Night. Then on YouTube, Lids Vids there as well, posting the VODs for all those streams, so if you missed anything, you can catch it there as well. Also did, in fact, post the VOD from last night's RITE Nights, air quotes, if you want to call it that. So if you're interested in checking out what we did last time, in case you missed it, yeah, we had a RITE Night, you know, with a little asterisk there. But it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that one, because that was a nice little twist we threw on things last time. But also... doing some Gwent videos, the Witcher themed card game, new events for that coming out every week, so that's on YouTube as well. And had previously put a pause on our Gwent, well, Rogue Mage, yes, but mostly our Thronebreaker Gwent campaign playthrough, because again, I lost my voice, so hoping to get that started back up soon as well. So be on the lookout for that on YouTube too. But if you haven't done so yet already, you can of course hit the follow button to get notification when I live. Also follow me on Twitter at LidsVids. I was there when I live as well. But actually, the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my own Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. But that's going to be it for me for tonight. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time.